The Ultimate Trivia Podcast.
Welcome to the Ultimate Trivia Podcast, the show where knowledge is power and laughter is the real MVP. I'm here with my idiot friends. You know them as the crew. We got Brian. Say hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Kelly, how we doing?
Good.
The doctor, Dr. Ofer. What's going on, kid?
Hi, Andy.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, bud. Feeling good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You wrote this trivia tonight.
That I did.
Yeah. You like it?
I'm a fan.
I'm excited.
Yes. I think it'll do well.
It's in the sports realm, correct?
Yeah. We were due for a sports episode, so I wrote one.
Did you write it on that Microsoft Surface? Because we're an Apple family here.
I'll get there, all right? iPad's in the cart. It's coming.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
But yeah,
all right.
it is on my Microsoft.
I'll buy you a couple of scratch-off tickets.
Thanks.
I don't know what that means.
So you can afford it.
I'm paid for it.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right.
Now I'm poor, apparently.
Yeah. Well,
He gets by with a little help
Time
from
to
his
upgrade.
friends.
Well, very good. We're excited for a sports-driven trivia. That is something that brings us all together on a regular basis. But Slippery Pete sent us an email to our email address, theultimatetriviapodcast@gmail.com. This is our question of the week. What universally loved movie by fans and critics alike do you disagree with?
Footloose.
Think it's
I don't know how universally it's liked or.
it's beloved.
It's universal.
It's beloved.
Oh, it's not.
It's overrated to Kelly. We've known this for a very long time. We've had some very, very long conversations in a driveway over this movie.
You find the premise not relatable.
Correct. Even though we've had this discussion before,
Right.
where it actually happened in real life in the 2000s.
It's ahead of its time.
Mind blowing to me.
You just can't relate because nobody's ever taken away your ability to dance. Go through that in your life and then rewatch
Yeah.
the movie.
What would happen if that happened to you?
Yeah.
I would be okay.
How would you clean the house?
A little adversity, you know?
Yeah.
Little
Never been through it.
adversity.
Dance a mile in Kevin Bacon's shoes.
Have you seen them dance? Have you seen the movie?
Oh, many, many a times. Yes.
It's not even dancing.
Oh,
It's not even foot loosing.
Now, to clarify, you have admitted that the soundtrack is a banger.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
I love
awesome.
the song.
Okay.
Yes.
But the movie itself doesn't hold up to the soundtrack.
I get it.
He's so over this. We've been debating
get
this
it.
for a decade.
I just
He
get
brought it
angry every time I think about it.
All right. Well, we've belabored that point. Anybody else got one? I got one ready to go.
I got one. Avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah. I
Really?
don't know if it was critically acclaimed, but I think
yeah.
it's still the number one grossing film of all time, right? Number one?
Can't argue.
I believe it is.
I don't know for sure.
But, I mean, I watched it. I'm okay with it. But to be that big of a film,
Yeah.
and I could piggyback it with other James Cameron films that did very well. It's not a movie I'm going to watch again. Really, it's not very good.
Yeah.
It was solid. It was decent. It was new. It was different.
Digitally stimulated.
But to be the number one grossing film of all time, and it's that movie.
Yeah, that's a
Not-
fair point,
yeah.
actually.
The-
Is it the whole 3D and the animation of it all was so cutting edge, especially
it was
for the
very
time.
cutting edge. I mean, they created their own language, invented plants, and all that kind of stuff. All that is pretty cool. But to be that movie made more money than any other movie in history.
Yeah, it's
And it
confusing.
can't even be in most people's top 100 things they would want to watch.
Yeah.
That's
I like
that's
the-
my opinion.
I like the premise of how they basically took from the Navajo, the Native American culture,
Sure.
and their connection with the dragons, whatever they are,
Well, yeah,
the flying birds.
Those flying bird things,
giant,
yes.
yeah, dragon.
Oh, they're connected to Earth, the planet,
plug
the
into
trees,
Earth.
and all that stuff. Obviously there was some kind of a message there.
as a metaphor.
Yeah,
But I feel
Nick-
like that's
To be the biggest movie of all time.
metaphorical.
Yeah, Nick hates nature.
it's stupid.
True. That's full circle right there.
But yeah, that would be my.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. Doc, what do you think over there?
I mean, I can't think of anything that I would call classic. I'm a positive person, Andy.
Yes, obviously.
I walk through this world with
all over your
a
resume.
smile on my face.
The listeners,
I'm not-
the
I'm not here
listeners
to-
the listeners can tell.
They can hear
yeah.
you smile.
Right. So I'll go with something more recent. The recent Dune movies, they didn't do a lot for me. Like visually, they're very well done.
Sure.
And consider myself a sci-fi person, so I was surprised I didn't like it as much. But yeah, I mean, it was too slow. And then it ended, and I'm
Very
like,
slow.
They're doing another one? And then the second one ended, and I'm like, there's another one coming?
That's how I feel about the Fast and Furious series.
Oh my goodness. This is well documented as well.
Yes,
Isn't Dune,
the hits keep coming, B.
Isn't Dune similar to Star Wars in that aspect?
And that
I think Star Wars.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Maybe the recent one.
Yeah.
Garbage.
maybe. B, what do you
I mean,
think?
I have an answer. However, I was just thinking about it while you guys are talking. There's several older movies that are classics and I think it's more generational though. Like I don't get it. However, I'll go with Titanic.
Yeah, nice.
I
Another
think
James Cameron movie,
And
though.
it's not that
Wow.
I dislike it or I think it's a pretty good movie, but I don't think it's as good as everybody thinks it is or says it is. For one thing, I mean, let him on the door.
Yeah, that is one of the most scrutinized
on the
things
door.
in all of cinema.
Weight
I mean, you could have
distribution.
tried.
Yeah.
They
They
could have
did
tried,
try.
though. I really
They couldn't hold both of them. They did try.
I don't think they gave much effort.
They tried twice, if I remember correctly. Couldn't
Big
work.
fan of the movie, Andy?
No, I hate
okay.
the movie, actually.
All right.
It's terribly long and boring for no reason whatsoever. They could have made that movie
She's a
into
rich
about
snob,
90
and
minutes.
then we see it again at the end.
Yeah,
I got something.
The Real
that-
Man Makes His Own Luck by Billy Zane. That's a great line out
Sure.
of the movie.
I think this will agitate you, Andy. Another whole series. I mean, not series, but category. I'm not a fan of Disney movies at all.
Huh.
At all.
Yeah.
Especially the classic ones, The Lion King.
That's why you don't
Heart of
remember
Stone
the
over
Titans.
here.
Yeah. No, when I say Disney, I'm talking like the animated.
I was
Disney
about to
movies.
say, I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, animated Disney movies.
I knew
Specifically,
it.
Snow White.
I'm not a fan of
Beauty and the Beast.
I'm not a fan.
You just don't like cartoons, period.
No, I don't dislike cartoons.
They
I
don't
just
do that.
now the Disney one, like the Pixar ones, the ones that got a little bit edgier,
Mm-hmm.
and, had some more adult content, if you would.
Wait, I don't know what we're watching over here. Got adult content.
No, when I say adult, like they're saying things that
Well, you got,
kids
like-
probably won't pick up on
I
the
do.
underlying.
Shrek,
joke, you know what I'm
adult
saying?
version.
Shrek
jokes.
has some adult humor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They do a great
Yeah.
job of it.
Those I did enjoy.
Yeah.
But Disney in general, no, not for me.
I'm with you.
Okay. You're not wholesome? Is
No,
that
I'm
what
not
hearing?
at all.
Yeah.
You guys know me well enough to know that.
The symbolism that's involved. I mean, most of these have to do with these kids going through puberty, so they're relatable, to teenagers.
I guess I know. I never really picked up on that. I
blossoming.
guess
Really?
I guess
Nick
I
never went through puberty. He was born with a
I was
beard.
born with it. Andy, what do you got?
Well, I have two honorable mentions, as I commonly do, because I can't ever pin it down to one. One of them is for the delight of Mr. BQ next to me here, and we can all stare at him as his head explodes. The Sopranos were just, by the time I got to them, they didn't do much for me. It's a fine story. It's a nice mob arc. Brian is
Sweating.
done for the night. He's sweating.
5 degrees outside. He's sweating right now.
And I have documented the fact that I watched it well after when it originally came out. It was groundbreaking when it came out. By the time I got to it, it was just kind of normal television.
I
by
get
that point.
I get it. I understand.
And you're entitled to your opinion.
Didn't make it past season 3.
And it wasn't a movie.
Also true.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's a good thing it was an honorable mention.
Take it all back.
Yeah,
Take it all
yeah,
back.
It's like it never happened.
It was a movie in 6 seasons.
Sure.
So we're like
Yeah.
100-hour movie, maybe.
Yeah.
The other one, much shorter explanation, is so there's something about Mary. By the time I got to it, I had been told it's the funniest movie that's ever existed. It's fine. It's funny. It's whatever.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
It surprises me coming from you.
Yeah.
But
I like a good slapsticky,
Yeah.
kind of whatever.
So piggyback off that,
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, goodness. Now I have
I
a
know.
problem.
I know. You guys all hate me. You guys all hate me. Just never got into it.
Final answer, very unpopular in this room. John Wick's 2 through 4 are all garbage. Wow. And I hate that you guys can't see it because now I'm embarrassed to be associated with
I'm
you.
turning off your mic.
First one is
You don't
great.
deserve to speak on this show.
I think we should just move on to trivia at this point.
We can do that?
Yeah. Dude, I can turn it down at least.
Scott's the only one with control.
He's actually been doing that this entire time. You guys should listen to the episodes a little bit more.
It's just me talking the whole time.
That's why you rarely hear me.
Yeah.
This is the last podcast I'll be participating in.
All right. Well, Slippery Pete, thanks for sending in that email. We would love to hear question ideas from you guys. Would you rathers? What's your favorite? Desert Island, that sort of thing. Find us at our email address. I've already dropped it, theultimatetriviapodcast@gmail.com. Our website has a forum. You can deliver it, theultimatetriviapodcast.com, and all the social media sites. All good?
Yep.
Everybody want to play some trivia?
That's why we're here.
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, Nicholas, time's come. Mike's all yours.
All right, gentlemen. We are doing sports, specifically football. All right.
Football.
Football or football?
No, football.
Oh, yeah. Food.
American.
Oh,
Okay.
American rules.
Yes. So,
Foosball.
the National Football League, founded in 1920, is the premier professional American football league, captivating millions of fans worldwide. Known for its high-stakes games, iconic rivalries, and cultural impact, the league's annual championship, known as the Super Bowl, is one of the most watched events globally, blending sports and entertainment. The NFL has evolved with innovations like instant replay, player safety protocols, and international games. Its influence extends beyond the field, shaping pop culture, advertising, and even technology, making it a cornerstone of American sports and entertainment. So, mainly pro football.
I mean, they have mastered the marketing,
Yes.
if you ask me.
Yes.
No, I would say no sport is more heavily bet on. More money exchanges hands on Sundays due to, gambling, whether it be fantasy football, daily fantasy.
It is
direct
the
bets.
sport in America. I mean, you listen like in June when nothing's going on, and they talk about that more than the other sports, though. Like, it's football owns. Yeah.
Well, the gambling and the fantasy football,
Oh, yeah.
that has to be a humongous part of it.
Oh, absolutely.
That increased the betting
Yeah,
tenfold,
sure.
100-fold.
Yes.
I mean,
I'll add one more point to that. In fact, though, I feel like it's a large part of its popularity is that it's better to watch it on TV than it is to be there.
That's
That's my
is true.
opinion.
I agree
That
with
is
that.
true. I agree with you.
And I know they have all sorts of games now, but it's a once a week kind of thing. I mean, I know they've expanded it, but they've really built the marketing around that. You make an event, other people who aren't into sports, they can tolerate, one day of watching a game.
Great for a casual.
Yeah.
fan.
But, so brilliant.
wives reluctantly watching.
Yes.
Right.
I do have one question. Why is it so popular? Like, as far as a sporting event, like I'm just curious as to why.
I mean, in my opinion, there's a couple of factors. One is it moves at a good pace without being continuous.
Sure.
So it's these short bursts of exciting potential moments, but it doesn't feel like it's a series of moments. It feels continuous. To me, baseball feels like it's a series of moments.
Sure.
Hockey's continuous, but there's such a flow to it a lot of times that those exciting moments, you can feel them building. Every time the ball is hiked, there's the potential for something exciting to happen.
I'm with you.
And then it happens right away again.
And like Scott said, too, the event factor.
Yeah.
It's once a week, basically. It's,
You hype it all
Not
week.
to be overlooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hype it all week.
And again, fantasy football being a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it, boys. You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
It's time for the main event, our 10-question trivia game on football. Here's how it works. Nick will read the question aloud. The rest of us will write our answer on our whiteboards. When he says reveal, we have to show our answers, and if we get it right, we get a point. If we don't, well, hopefully Nick will make us feel terrible for it.
I will try.
It's all yours, brother.
All right. So football, basically NFL, covering all parts of it. So the league itself, teams, franchises, players, all of that. So here we go. Number one. What is the only NFL team owned by its fans?
I like it.
Yeah. I think to us it's an easier question, but to the average listener, maybe not so much.
I'm curious the specificity of the answer.
As far as
The city,
oh,
the team name, both.
I'm fine with city and or team name or both.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
As long
As
as
long as
we
I
know.
know what you're talking about, we'll be fine. I'd be surprised if anything was questionable. So
Remember that when we get to a New York team.
true. Okay. All right.
I'm just kidding.
All right. One more time before we reveal what is the only NFL team owned by its fans. Let's reveal. Let's see. Doc has Green Bay Packers. So does Kelly. So does Brian. And so does Andy. Everybody is correct. It is the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I believe my older brother owns some of those shares.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So does my brother.
Does he? No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So The Packers are the only nonprofit, community-owned major professional sports team in the U.S. They have over 360,000 shareholders, and no single person owns more than 4% of the team. So, yeah,
I love that.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
360,000 shareholders. That means there's plenty of shareholders that are not getting tickets, season tickets.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Boy,
Yeah,
that'd be weird,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, waiting list for
Yeah.
decades. Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to build a bigger stadium.
They should.
360,000 strong. There you
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody's on the board.
go. On the board.
Let's move on to question number 2. Name 3 of the 4 teams that have never appeared in a Super Bowl.
Oh, baby.
And yes, they're all current teams.
I'm going to need some time here.
All right. No, I'll give you extra time since it's 3. So 4 NFL teams have never appeared in a Super Bowl. I'm asking for 3 of them.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's still thinking pretty hard. Everybody's thinking pretty hard. Are there any that you guys think are, these are obvious? You know,
I got a couple that I'm very confident in.
The third one.
Trying to come up with a third one here.
Yeah. Thought this was a little tougher one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Appeared in or won?
Appeared. Yeah. There's more than 4 that have never won. Yeah. This is strictly have never made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Looks like everybody's done writing. Kelly, I'm going to give you one more second
I
to
need
finish
one
it.
more, too.
Oh, you still have to write one more?
Give me a second here.
All right. I'm giving you guys basically a 5 count to write down
current
a team.
teams.
They're all current. They're all still, all these teams are still playing today. Brian is now correcting his answer.
Golly, no, I need more time. I
can't
more
give you
time.
that much more
You have
time.
to give me some time.
I've given extra because you have to write down 3 teams. Everybody has an answer except for Andy. Andy,
Come
I'm
on.
ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Damn it.
Let's all reveal teams that have not made the Super Bowl. So we have the Detroit Lions, Cleveland Browns, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Houston Texans. Andy,
Missed
you have
one.
Houston, Jacksonville, and Arizona. So no, you are correct. Jaguars, Titans, and Lions. Sorry, B. Tennessee is not one of them.
They lost to the
We have
Rams.
Houston from Kelly. We have Houston, Cleveland, and Detroit. Kelly, you are correct with 3 of the 4. Brown and Scotty has Browns, Texans,
No.
and Jets. So no, sir.
And I'm,
Nice job, Kelly.
I swear to God, I meant to write Texans.
Did you?
I mean, no, it's not me,
I've been there.
But I
I've been
really
there.
meant to write Texans.
Did
For
you?
some reason, Titans came out. Like,
really?
Texans were in my head.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a third one, and then I was trying to think of expansion teams, and yeah, Jaguars.
Now I'm mad.
Carolina went
That's
the year that
Yeah.
Janet Jackson had her folly. That's the same year.
The wardrobe
Okay.
incident.
I think it was Super Bowl 35. Well,
Well, you
actually, I
said the
shouldn't-
4 teams. I went like this because
Yeah.
I thought I wrote Texans. Unbelievable.
Bummer.
What are you going to do?
So, yeah, now we know there are 4 teams that have never appeared in a Super Bowl. It's interesting because the Lions are one of the oldest teams in the NFL, founded
yeah,
back in
yeah.
1930.
got there.
The Texans, on the other hand, they are the youngest franchise. So they just got reestablished in 2002. So they get a little more leeway. But yeah, Detroit, 1930,
Wow.
Yeah.
have not been there yet.
sad.
Brutal.
So the 4 were again.
So the 4 were Detroit, Cleveland, Jacksonville, and Houston.
Which one did you not have, Kelly?
Jacksonville.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Just curious.
All right. So Kelly got a point on that one. The others did not.
Job, Kelly.
I really can't make fun of you for that one. That was a tougher
you,
question.
Kelly.
I
So,
believe I.
Was it tough?
all right, moving on to number 3. What player holds the record for the most single game rushing yards?
God dang it.
Yes, rushing yards in a single game.
A single game?
Yes, the record for single game rushing yards.
Oh.
Not career, not season. In a single game, this player holds the record for the most yards rushed for.
Okay.
Single game rushing yards.
Great question, Nick.
I can't even throw this in because it won't make a difference, or it shouldn't. 296 rushing yards is how many? Yeah.
I just have a good guess.
Yeah. Everybody have an answer?
No, hang on.
It's some obscure running back.
Doc is still
I
writing
mean,
down his answer, but everybody else is ready.
then my brain
All
somewhere.
right.
But
So real quick, which player holds the record for the most single season rushing? Man,
Single season, single game.
I keep saying that. Single game rushing yards. All right, let's reveal. Andy has Derrick Henry, Eric Dickerson from Brian. Kelly has Adrian Peterson. Scotty has Edrin James, I believe is who you mean. We do have one correct answer. Adrian Peterson.
God.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, that's the correct answer.
Yeah.
Adrian
Really?
Peterson.
I don't know what happened.
296 yards in a single game against San Diego. That was back in 2007. He was just, obviously 8 yards shy of 300 yards in a single game.
Yeah.
I do like his nicknames. AD for all day, and then I didn't know this one. Purple Jesus. That's a great. I never heard that one
person
before.
called him that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kelly, I know what you were referencing. Recently, there has been a come out of nowhere guy that had a huge day, and I can't remember who it was either. But I'm talking within the last season or two,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
I can't
But
think of who you're
clearly,
talking
they're
about.
not that point. I don't know. It was like a Zach Moss, not necessarily him.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I was going
Guy
to go
that's
like
been around.
Corey Dillon or like somebody
Yeah,
obscure.
a little
but-
further back.
Another
but
good
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I get you. All right. So let's move on to question number 4. Which team completed the only perfect season in NFL history?
Oh man, so there's some semantics here,
Not really. This is a big stat.
I guess.
The people need to know this. The only team to complete a perfect season.
Perfect
It's only happened one time.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody have an answer?
Yep.
All right, let's find out who everybody thinks is the only team to have a perfect season. Andy with Miami Dolphins. So does Brian. So does Kelly. Of course, the good doctor has the Miami Dolphins. Everyone is correct. The Miami Dolphins are the only team to ever complete a perfect season.
We're all tired of Mercury Morris.
No losses. Won the Super Bowl.
New England was perfect during the season.
Yeah, but they
That's
couldn't
the semantic of it. The
couldn't
perfect
finish
Love
it.
the 19-1 T-shirts they made.
Great T-shirt.
I know.
Funny.
They also won all their preseason games.
Oh wow.
Miami did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding. I didn't know that.
No one
That's really
cares.
good.
No one cares.
There's your fun fact.
That is true that no one cares, but it is a fun fact.
Yeah, right.
They accomplished this back in 1972. Went 17-0, including the Super Bowl win, and their players still pop champagne every year when the last undefeated team loses.
I love that.
So that's
It's
great.
annoying, but that is really cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
That's
It
very
isn't.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercury Morris. Out of here.
All right, moving on. Question number 5, and then after this, we'll get a score check. Who holds the record for the longest field goal in NFL history?
Okay.
A whopping 66 yards.
For a very, very long time, this record went unbroken. It was a record.
I know that
for a
person.
long
I don't
time.
know this.
Yeah, fair enough.
The half-footed fella.
And then
Yeah.
and then it feels like it got broke time and time and time again for a stretch.
there was a few years where it got
Aces
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel.
All right, one more time. Looks like everybody has an answer.
I'm changing mine.
Okay,
I'm going to regret it.
take your time. I'll read it slow.
I can't wait.
Who holds the record for the longest field goal in NFL history? Scotty, let's reveal.
Okay.
Good doctor's got Janikowski. Kelly's got Justin Tucker. Brian's got Janikowski, and Andy has Justin Tucker. So we're split. The answer is Justin Tucker.
my goodness.
Kelly and
Who
Andy
I-
take it.
Who I changed it from.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brute.
That's
Yeah.
tough. That is tough.
What's the guy that was in? Well, this is going to be terrible. This is terrible podcasting
Should we
because I
move on
can't
from
remember
it?
his name.
Vanderjagt?
No, it's the guy that was in Denver for a long time. He's been kicking in Detroit.
Yeah, we'll come back around.
Anyway, yeah, that's terrible.
What's the relevance?
Elam?
He was the one that broke it.
Oh, okay.
Elam?
And no, it was
Like a McMahon.
Matt Prater. or
Matt Prater. I remember.
Oh,
yeah.
Prater, yeah, he was-
Yeah. And it was largely when he broke it, if I recall, it was largely credited to the fact that it was in Denver.
Oh,
right. The ball
yeah,
traveled
elevation.
far, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Thin
And then
air.
it got broke a bunch.
Well, anyway, Tucker's record-breaking kick had just enough distance to bounce off the crossbar and go through.
That's right.
Years ago, there was a kid in high school kicked farther than 67 or 68 yards.
Oh,
Oh, really?
I think I did see that
you look it
video.
up, and he did
Yeah.
play in the NFL briefly or whatever, but yeah.
What's the distance?
66 yards. That's the NFL record.
There's a video of it in high school.
I can do that.
Not a chance. No.
It would take you 3 or 4 kicks to get it done, but you could get it there.
I could.
Kick it 10 yards, go up, kick it again.
That's what I mean.
I pulled a muscle just thinking about kicking that ball right now. Yeah, not a chance.
Training starts tomorrow.
That's right.
Well, we are through 5 questions. We've hit the halfway point. Kelly, what do we got?
See,
glad he was
Wiener
keeping
Brothers
score.
have 2 correct answers out of 5. Andy has 3. And I, myself, am perfect with 5 out of 5.
Get out.
I cannot believe that.
He's trying to play 72 Dolphins right now.
Yes,
Yeah, he is.
Trying to be perfect.
I'm coming for him.
I like it. All right. We ready to move on to the next one?
Sure.
All right. Question number 6. Who was the MVP of the first Super Bowl?
Man.
I mean, first thing you have to know is who was in the first Super Bowl.
Right.
Well, yeah.
So it starts there, at least, yeah. Yeah. Who was the MVP of the first Super Bowl?
I know half of the squad there. Squads. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it looks like we had a couple answers. All right. Doc, you good?
Yeah, might as well be.
Kelly?
Yep.
All right. B?
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy, you got an answer?
I got one.
All right. Well, let's find out. Who do you guys think is the MVP of the first Super Bowl? We have Bart Starr from Andy, from Brian. I'm going Len Dawson. Is that who you're thinking of? And Bart Starr from Scotty. It is Bart Starr.
All right.
Yes. Everybody's able to catch up a little bit.
The only player that I knew from the first Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right.
That's helpful.
Packers
Should've known.
quarterback.
Right.
Who did
That's
they play?
helpful.
Did they play Kansas City?
Kansas City. Yes.
Yeah.
City, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Packers won 35-10 over Kansas City. He was also the MVP of the second Super Bowl.
That would
Yeah.
have
So
been my
making
guess
him the
also.
first player to win the award twice. Shocker, he won 1 and 2. Yeah.
He was the first back-to-back winner.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Ready to move on?
Let's do it.
Okay. Question number 7. Which head coach has the most career wins in NFL history?
Including postseason or not including postseason?
I really didn't dig into that.
Okay.
If you look up, NFL coach with the
I know
most
both
wins.
answers, so I'll correct you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I looked up most wins, so I didn't really pay attention if it was included postseason. I don't know.
It's just listed as most wins.
Yes. Yes.
Most of the time, it's regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The records.
But I don't know. I have an answer. If we have to dig into it, we will. If we make a correction. But
Sorry.
oh,
Some just
you're
hit
thinking it.
BQ over here.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll read it one more time if you want. You gonna make a change? You good? All right.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Just relax.
I know.
I need to find a way to clear.
I would have gotten to Detroit
What
if
do
you'd have just given me more time.
You had like a good 3
I did.
minutes.
I was
It was a
running
very
through all the
long time.
divisions.
Now Brian's erasing. I don't know. I have to find a way to. What do I sing now or something? What am I supposed to do while I wait for this?
What's for dinner tonight?
All right. We have to reveal. Come on now. The fans are waiting.
Are they?
I don't know. You good? All right. Which head coach has the most career wins? Let's please reveal. We have Don Shula from Andy, from Brian, Bill Belichick from Kelly. Scotty has Don Shula. It is Don Shula.
Yeah.
Yes.
Scotty, you helped me get there.
Falling apart.
When you were asking questions,
Got cocky.
you were confident
Yeah.
in that you knew the answer.
Yeah.
And being the
Should've
big
known.
Dolphins fan, because I was
Yeah.
between Belichick and
Yeah.
Shula, and your confidence.
Okay.
you
Well,
drove
I
it.
knew it's depending on how you break it down, I guess. But
Got to play the
it's-
man,
it
not
is
the cards,
Shula.
baby.
Yeah.
I didn't
Well,
know this until
initially-
recently, but like a majority of the records that are owned are like it's strictly regular season. Mm-hmm. Like I mean, total point scores, touchdown, whatever
Yeah.
sport it is.
Receptions, yards, all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to have to dig into that. I did not pay attention to that part.
Probably both, because they
It
were
could
in the
be.
playoffs all the time
Yeah.
anyway.
It just said all-time wins. So, I don't know. All right.
I like it.
Okay. Let's move on to question number 8. How many teams are in the NFL?
Ready?
Everybody's writing.
I think we all went pretty fast, huh?
Kelly's still thinking.
Kelly is
Like
No, I wrote it down.
Okay.
Immediately, but I don't.
you don't feel confident? I mean, came into the second half 5 for 5.
yeah, with a 2-point
I mean,
lead.
if you dropping 3 straight, that's a heck of a turn of the tides. Brian's trying to count.
Carrying
Doesn't
on the
work
one
well.
over here.
All right.
I'm good. I think.
Sorry, everybody has an answer. How many teams are in the NFL? Scotty has 32. Kelly has 32. So does Brian. So does Andy. Everybody is correct. It is
4 divisions of
32.
4 guys on each side.
Yeah, it became 32 back in 2002 when they expanded.
Was that they were at 31 for a bit when
Yes.
Cleveland came around?
The Texans actually were at 02.
I had
Yeah.
that backwards. You're right.
Yeah. All right. We're through 8. Kelly, what do you got for a score?
All right, we have a close one. The Queener brothers, Scott and Brian, have 5, and Andy and myself have 6. with 2 questions left. So
2 questions left.
Anybody's game.
Oh, these guys.
Wow.
Anybody-
Everybody on the comeback.
Yeah. Let's get a 4-way tiebreaker.
That'd be
Here.
fun.
Oh, that'd be great.
All right.
that would be fun.
This is number 9. Here we go. Which coach famously coined the phrase, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing? Which coach coined the phrase, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing?
Got a couple of names running through here.
Kind of means the same thing at the end of the day.
I do too, but yeah, I'm just gonna.
All right. Kelly, you got an answer, it looks
All right,
like.
yeah, I do.
Ryan's done.
Yeah.
Andy's weighing his options.
I'm ready.
All right, Andy's ready. Scotty?
I'm writing.
Okay. I'll read it one more time. Which coach coined the phrase, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing? Gentlemen, please reveal. Kelly's got Lombardi. So does Brian. So does Andy. So does Scotty. Everyone is correct.
Okay, I almost
It is
went
the
George
great,
Alice. Oh, baby.
the great Vince Lombardi.
Yeah. I thought I could,
Greatest coach.
hear him
greatest
saying
franchise.
it even.
I mean, I hope you noticed there have been a few Packer and Dolphin questions.
Yeah, imagine
so far.
that.
Yeah, indeed.
shocker,
Yeah,
I noticed
how about that?
Yes.
A little pandering to the losers over here,
Maybe
by
a
the
little
way.
bit. I mean, hey, these are
Which is
these are
interesting because the Packers and then the Dolphins.
no. I won't agree with that. I mean, we all know who Vince Lombardi is.
Look at wins, or what do you want to talk about? It?
We did talk about wins. Don Shula.
Yeah.
Yeah, most wins.
There you go.
How
Yeah.
many times did the
Super
Dolphins
Bowls.
won the Super Bowl? Twice.
What does that matter? What are we comparing it to?
Green Bay 4. Who has the most wins all time in the NFL? Packers. Who else? Do you want?
Well, they've been around before football was even started. Come on.
Before they started. I like it.
That's right. They still used a round ball back when they played.
Oh, they're super old team. You have a lot of wins. Shocker.
Yeah.
Dude, therefore I walked in the door.
All right, moving on. Question number 10 could be this.
This is
could be it right here.
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
All right.
It's hard.
This is a good one.
Give me a shot.
All right.
Hope it's hard.
As of I think it's hard. As of May 2024.
Oh, wow.
What college or university is responsible for providing the most students to play in the NFL?
No, that is hard. That is
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Which college or university, as of May 2024, is responsible for the most students to have played in the NFL?
I
What school?
I feel like I got to be strategic here. I feel like there's a school a lot of people are going to put down.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just
Pivot.
just guess some random other school. Like that's the only chance I have
Can't
to.
be too rando.
Well, I know,
you
but
can put it together.
there's a handful that
Yeah.
you know.
And I'm with you, though.
So
because there's
Brian's
one
locked.
that's kind of obvious in my head here.
Kelly's writing. All right, you two got to start putting some on the board.
Working on it.
I'm going to read it one more time. As of May 2024, what college or university is responsible for providing the NFL with the most players? Andy, you got an answer?
Yeah.
Scotty, you got an answer?
Unfortunately,
Let's reveal. Brian with Michigan, Andy with Alabama,
doesn't matter.
Kelly with Alabama, so does Scott. Nobody is correct.
Miami.
Notre Dame.
Nope, Notre Dame.
No,
Yes.
That was the other one.
That was my
Notre
second
Dame.
one.
That's my other thought. Damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
525
Yeah,
players.
That doesn't surprise
that's
me.
impressive.
They were on my list.
That was my first thought, and I'm like, Alabama has had this streak lately.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, when Saban came in,
Yeah.
they were the elite
I
program.
mean,
Yeah.
like 18 a year for the past few years.
Yeah. And I
backups are starting.
I think Alabama was second, maybe, but it was still a pretty good sized gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
525 as of May.
That's impressive.
That's a lot.
Miami, and you're a Miami guy. Wasn't
Yes.
Miami in that conversation like in the 90s maybe?
Well,
or something?
in the
That
90s, like teams just had Miami players.
Yeah.
They were all over
I
the
thought-
place.
That ran through my mind.
and I thought
Speaking of Miami, I love the
wasn't
the
recent.
Notre Dame Miami thing.
Oh, the 30 for 30?
Well, like the Christians versus the
Christian-
pagan-
yeah, Christian versus convicts,
Convicts
yeah.
versus Catholics.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great one.
I love that. That's fantastic.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, we talked about Notre Dame. Produced 525 NFL players, including legends like Joe Montana, Jerome Bettis, and Tim Brown. The Fighting Irish are known as a pipeline for the NFL.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. So we're through 10. Kelly, what do we got?
This is a close one. Scott and Brian finished with 6, and Andy and myself finished with 7. So we have a tie.
We have a tie.
Why don't we do a tiebreaker?
I'm
Oh,
interested
yeah.
Let's
in this
do it.
Tiebreaker question.
All right. Here we go. So I stuck with, the theme we were working on or just going through.
Please tell me how many NFL prospects went to pros from Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah, right. All right. What was the total amount of passing yards in Super Bowl I?
Oh,
There's your tiebreaker. Total amount of passing yards in Super Bowl I.
I like that.
So you're adding both together. So
Okay.
what did Kansas City throw for? What did Green Bay throw for?
Yeah,
And
that's
then
good.
add the two together. I'm not going to give you a ton of time on this. All right. So one more time, the tiebreaker. Total amount of passing yards in Super Bowl I.
all right. I got
Right.
an answer.
Yeah, no-
With. I have no
idea.
no clue.
All right. Are you boys both ready?
Yeah.
Let's see them. All right. Andy's got 2024. Kelly has 323.
Going with Andy on that one.
The total number is. Hold on. Sorry. My apologies. 395.
Oh, okay.
There's
That's
a winner.
a lot
That
more
would
than I
be
would have guessed.
Way more.
That would go
I wouldn't
to
have guessed that high
Kelly.
either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 167 by Kansas City, another 228 by Green Bay.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, the Bart Starr
Oh, he
being
was
the
the
MVP,
Yeah, that's true.
had me wanting to tick it up, but again, I thought that was the red herring there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have expected, a lot of rushing yards in the early Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you wanted to know, there was 202 of those. that was my
nice.
second
There you
tiebreaker.
go.
Somehow you guys got the same number or couldn't split the
Landed on
difference.
it
Yeah.
somehow.
You got a backup. I like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a backup. It was 202 to be exact.
Nice.
Well,
Appreciate
as
that.
the loser of that tiebreaker, congratulations, Mr. Kelly.
Congrats. The streak is continuing,
I love this one because I beat Andy in NFL trivia.
which is nice.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
No way I thought I was going to be in the running.
Really?
100%.
Oh.
It's my probably least favorite sport.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like it.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's been
I
on
really-
fantasy football podcasts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He has the knowledge.
You're not
I
gonna.
really blame Nick for pulling the trigger on Detroit.
I was going to say, you're going to
would have got there. I totally
be lying awake tonight
You
thinking
had
about
plenty,
Detroit.
You had plenty of time.
I
Plenty.
absolutely did have plenty of time.
Plenty.
And I got to that point that you described in an earlier show where you get like so locked in on the fact that you're closing in on time.
Yes.
Your brain's not even working
Yes,
anymore.
Exactly.
That's exactly
Been there
what
many,
happened.
many a times.
You're gonna hear about this for a long time.
Oh, man, I am going to study NBA so hard so I can
You should.
crush you in it when it
You
comes
should.
up. I will not write an NBA because I want to play against you in that one.
I got you both covered.
Count me in for fantasy football next year.
Okay. All right. That's fun.
All right. Well, congrats, Kelly.
Yeah. Good job, buddy.
I mean,
job.
again, is this a streak? I feel like you've won like 4 in a row or something.
Something like that.
I feel like there's been a lot of them, but maybe not consecutive.
I'll
Yeah,
check
4
the
out of
record.
6, 5 out of
something
7
like
recently.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the bonus question.
I like it.
This one seems simple, but it could be highly debated. Who do you think is the greatest NFL player and why?
Oh, wow.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
That is incredible.
That's what I say. It seems simple at first, but
Oh, no.
it can be very debatable.
I'll go first. I mean, just my favorite, just the unreal athleticism. And when you see him do things, it blows your mind. You're
Yeah.
just like, how, why, what happened? What did I just watch? Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I mean, just the stop and go, his agility, it's unparalleled.
Oh, I can't disagree with him at all.
I could watch Barry Sanders highlight videos
Yes.
just on repeat for a day and
Never
not get bored.
Never seen anything like
And
it.
he cut it short too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if I can go. I had 3 people pop in my head immediately.
Sure.
Jim Brown, Jerry
Yeah.
Rice, Barry Sanders.
Okay.
I don't know if I can go.
Differentiate between them.
That's tough.
You kind of have to, though. I mean, that's the whole point of the question. You know?
It's so hard to measure against when they're not doing the same thing.
Yes.
Like,
It
how do
is,
you
'cause
measure
it's
a
the
Joe
real-
Montana versus a
Joe Montana's my favorite. but
Aaron
yeah.
Donald,
Joe
for that
Montana
matter,
versus
right?
the
I mean,
No. That's why it's very
But he's
difficult.
pretty far ahead and everything. I guess if I had to go with one, I'd go Jerry Rice.
I dig. Yeah.
If I had to.
Just being that he's that much statistically that much better than
That much better.
everybody
so I'd
else.
have to go Jerry Rice. Yeah.
Absolute
I'm with
game
you.
changer.
I'm with you.
Well, NFL players are based on food.
I love those. Yeah.
Doc, what do you got?
Well, I mean, it pains me to say this as a Dolphin fan, but it's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
If the goal is to win titles, and I don't think I would have answered that way, but when he went to Tampa and then won a Super Bowl,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, he's the
That's-
best quarterback.
That's a great point.
yeah.
Such
Yeah.
a flex.
I really didn't expect Scott to have like the cop out answer, like the easy answer. The easy answer.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that from him.
I can't argue any other. I mean, Dan Marino's my all-time favorite,
And he's-
probably athlete ever,
You're
And he's better than Tom Brady.
You're better.
and he's a better thrower, and you know,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the whole
No, you're
the
not
idea is to
wrong.
win titles, I can't. Although I will say, way before our time, I've heard Jim Thorpe was just an incredible.
Yes.
athlete.
Oh, really?
Oh, I
don't
thought
know
about
much
him
about
too.
yeah,
actually,
but I can't sit here and pretend I know anything about him.
Sure.
But I heard he was a ridiculous, athlete.
Yes. Freaking nature.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tom Brady was going to be my answer. I will pivot off of it. I have a plan B, of course. But I mean, for all the reasons you said, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to throw a nod at Neon Deion Sanders, man.
Okay.
The
I
greatest
mean-
football player?
As a cornerback.
Was he even the greatest cornerback?
Oh, get out of my face with that. That is, I mean,
I love it.
you
Unreal.
Complete
I mean-
offense is absolutely changing what they do because he absolutely closed down one side of the field. You add his punt returning to that.
Sure.
You can't include his baseball, his athleticism in this conversation, but it's
I'm with you.
certainly not a knock against him, right?
I get it. No, I don't have his stats to really dispute you on that.
Can't
I don't
call
know.
it a generational athlete. I mean, he, in my opinion, not quite to the same level, but is held in the same regard as Bo Jackson. Is just an absolute outlier of athletic gift.
I don't disagree.
So just a nod. I don't think he's the greatest football player of all time, but he certainly deserves to be discussed.
I'm with you.
What about you, brother?
Nick.
You know, I wrote this question and I still have trouble answering it.
know.
To be very honest with you, because with the statistics, winning, something like that. Kelly kind of took mine with Barry Sanders, so that stinks. Yeah, it's very difficult for me.
Give me an honorable mention.
Can you go Bo
Who's your
Jackson?
favorite? Who's your most recent favorite player? You're a Derrick Henry
I love
guy?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Love Derrick Henry. Yeah, love him, but not greatest of all
Yeah,
time or
I
anything
get
like that.
My beer's getting warm.
Might be Dan. Okay, I'm going to go Dan Marino. Dan Marino.
All the doctors.
Yes, I'm taking
wrong
him.
with
Yeah, I think he's the greatest quarterback that's ever played.
He just undercut Scott.
Yes.
Yeah, low
I think,
blow.
I think he
I
is.
sent you a message not too long ago. Joe Montana.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was talking about. He said Dan Marino's the greatest quarterback.
Yeah. And that's coming
And
from a guy
that's
that
come from-
for a while was considered the greatest player of all time because,
Yeah.
the 3 Super Bowls and what he did. Yeah. 4? It was 4?
Yeah, he went
Okay.
for
4 Super Bowls, so no
Hey.
interceptions.
I'm not great on stats.
Should that be, just real quick to close out that segment, should Super Bowl victories be a part of the resume in the discussion of one player being better than another?
Yes.
You say yes.
Well, let me say this:
Championships matter.
It's part of it, but it's not all of it.
But that was the question. Should it be a part of the
Part of it.
argument?
Yeah, it's part of it, but it's not all of it.
There's so much other criteria that goes along
look
with
at
it.
Dan Marino. I mean,
Yeah,
we're just
that's
talking
what I'm
about
saying.
it. He was phenomenal. So I mean, Peyton Manning to me, like if I was drafting right now, I'd take Peyton Manning over Tom Brady personally. I would.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought he was.
Sure.
I thought he was.
Yeah.
But so much more
clinically-
goes into that, like
Yeah,
ownership,
yeah. Yeah,
who
there's-
you put around these guys.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
exactly,
Tom
exactly.
Brady was blessed,
Yeah,
Peyton
you're
Manning.
right.
Is Peyton Manning a better actual quarterback? Is Dan Marino?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
when
what
you
I'm saying.
win, that's the ultimate goal.
He didn't have the
So-
marks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He didn't have the marks, and he still couldn't get it done.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a strike against him, in my opinion. I'm not suggesting Ben Roethlisberger is a better quarterback than Dan Marino.
Yeah.
But there is something to be said for being able to see out the job, put the team on your back, and carry him to
No,
victory.
winning isn't everything.
and Marino would trade. Here I am speaking for him. He would trade any of his records
You just
to
get
win
off the
a
phone
Super
with
Bowl.
him?
Sure.
I think he said that.
I think he has said that. But
Yeah.
I mean, so
Most
that
athletes.
speaks a lot. And I know Dan had famously said, "Is Doug Williams a better quarterback than me?"
Right.
He won a Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer.
Right? Yeah.
Trent Dilfer, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Foles won a
Nick Foles.
Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
So I mean, there's a lot of examples.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Good deal. All set, Nicholas?
Yep. Turn it back over to you.
Very
We're all
good.
done.
Well, Kelly, I wish you a congratulations on your victory.
Thank you. I won't boast on air, but I will boast every time I see you.
I
you
fully
should.
expect it. I'll be disappointed if you don't. And thank you very much, Nick, for writing that episode. It's been a while, I feel like, since we've dived into sports. I think we try to avoid that on purpose because we're all so passionate about it. We don't want to overdo it. But I don't know. This is our show. Let's do whatever we want here.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Got it? All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. That's going to do it for this episode of the Ultimate Trivia Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. And we are loving the comments and reviews. Keep them coming. We'll see you next time with more trivia and more fun. Until then, keep your brains sharp and your bellies laughing.